and you get incredible insights from that.
And you cannot get these insights without those deep states?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
That's why these jhanas are necessary for enlightenment. And the simile which I often give, it's the best one I've come up with the tadpole and the frog.
Okay.
So once upon a time, there's a little tadpole who lived in a lake and learnt everything about chemistry, especially majored in the nature of water. But how could a tadpole know the nature of water? It doesn't know the nature of water no more than a fish knows the nature of water, because a fish has lived all their life in the water. Mm-hmm. But then one day, little tadpole is different from a fish, because little tadpole grows arms and legs, is changing into a frog. And one day the frog jumps out of the lake, and this is a totally different experience than it's ever had before. It's weird, it's strange. Something which has always been there, which you could not notice, is missing. Water. Only now can the frog really understand what is the nature of water. In the same way, if you've been living in a world of the five senses, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and you never experience jumping up onto that different land, just mind, deep, blissful, totally different, how can you ever know what these five senses are? Sometimes we say the five senses and this body is a prison. I can prove very clearly to you that the body is a prison. You know why? Because your body is made of cells. That's why it's a prison.
It's made of cells. Different types of bars, right?
Sometimes when you get so deep, some people turn off, and to crack a joke just makes people see a little bit deeper.
Yeah, yeah. And so, you know, this use of humor, you use humor a lot.
Yeah.
And that's like a lightness of mind as well. It's almost a letting go as well.
It's a lightness of mind, it's a letting go, it's a teaching tool. Because sometimes people start to fall asleep, they start looking at their messages. Yeah. Because they think this is boring, but you tell a funny story, then people wake up, and you've got their attention for another sort of 10 or 15 minutes. When they get bored again, you can crack another joke. Yeah. And I must admit, to give credit where credit's due, I got that from a Tibetan monk who said when he tells a joke, only then the people's mouths are open so he can put in the pill of Dhamma.
Good. That's a skillful means.
Skillful means, yeah.
And so then you were asked to teach, actually. So you did your 9 years with Ajahn Chah.
Yeah.
And I guess you were just familiarizing yourself with these deeper states of meditation.
Teaching is just part of learning. As we all know, the best way to learn is actually to teach somebody. Yeah. And then they challenge you and you find out your weak points and you go back and study some more. So that was actually part of our training from Ajahn Chah, to teach, to give, but without judging. Your performance. Yeah. So you don't give a talk and then think, oh, that was a terrible talk, and get depressed. You don't think it's a great talk. One of the teachings which he gave me is, if I give a really bad talk, if at this conference coming up I really just stuff up and say something nasty or wrong by mistake or whatever, and then I never get invited again, yay, now I can become a hermit and relax and free. If I give a really good presentation, a great talk, yay, I've helped spread the Dhamma. So it's a win-win both ways. So I don't care whether it's a good talk or a bad talk. That's somebody else's problem.
Ajahn Chah said this? Or is this your thing?
Yeah, that's sort of.
Sort of, yeah.
Sort of my thing, but also his thing as well.
So then it was part of your training to teach?
Yeah.
And he sent you to Australia, right?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
And so then you're teaching people who aren't in the monastery, right? And so one of your things is that you got to get deep meditation to get insight. So then it's no problem living a lay life and being able to access these jhanic states?
Yeah, there's a problem.
It is a problem. Okay.
Yeah.
So
because sometimes something which the Buddha said is that when you have more renunciation, stronger precepts, it empowers meditation. Yeah. So these meditations are like born of letting go, renouncing. And that's very difficult, when you have your family, your kids, the wife, money worries. And so there is much more to think about as a layperson, basically.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I've spent a lot of time building monasteries for monks and nuns to give more opportunity. It's why the Buddha established the Sangha, the renunciants, the letting go.
Yeah.
So why not?
Yeah. So in your monasteries, you can have a little sign that says, "This is the place of letting go."
Yeah.
And people can come and let go.
Yeah, they can let go. That's why even in monastery we don't have donation boxes anymore.
What do you have?
Letting go boxes.
Letting go boxes up. That's great. Yeah. Let go here.
Yes, yeah.
Generosity. Practice generosity and letting go.
That's exactly, yes.
So there's this simplified life.
Yeah.
There's this deep practice where you are sort of leaving the five senses behind.
Yes.
And then you go into a deep state of jhāna, which starts off with the sixth consciousness, or it's an experience of the sixth consciousness.
Yes, yeah.
So you're this frog out of the water for the first time, right?
Yes.
And with that, you learn both about the water, but you must also learn about, are you learning about the oxygen as well, and the sixth consciousness as well?
Oh, because afterwards, that's only the first lake you jump out of.